when you can get things that are interesting and thought-provoking that also allow you to connect with nature along the way, it's just something you can't turn away from. When we eat wild ingredients, we eat a little of a lot. Technically, everything's a little bit toxic if you have it in high doses. If you had lots of cherries, it would give you an upset stomach. This is why it's important to try to learn as much as you can about the natural world and experience it and use it. I'm picking some comfrey today because it's something that we're using on the tasting menu at the moment. The leaves have got this underlying cucumbery flavour. You crush it for a while and eventually you get a sense for quite fresh. So it's got little kind of spiky bits on it when you're eating it. So this one's not of interest, but I'll tell you about it briefly. This is Himalayan balsam. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's basically everywhere. It is actually just a bit toxic, and actually the flavour doesn't make the juice worth the squeeze, in my opinion. Plants in the wild contain much higher levels of active compounds and phytochemicals and things that contribute to that bitterness that you get in wild foods. And actually those things are really supportive of your health, fundamentally, and you don't need as much of them as you would need in their cultivated counterparts. Eating wild foods is basically like having a magic green pill. Nettles, obviously well known. If you pick them against the direction that the hair is growing, they're not going to sting you, which is cool. But they actually have the highest protein content out of all of the wild leaves that we use, so it's an amazing addition to your diet. Everywhere you look, there's something, right? Like right now, this doesn't look like it's a hugely buoyant spot, but actually plantain growing over there. So it's just a case of looking around and tasting and experiencing everything and then thinking, well, how and where can we use that on the menu? We've got a systematic approach to almost every plant that we work with, which is we ferment it, we pickle it, we dehydrate it, anything that we can think of, we just go through all of those different things, and some of them fail and some of them work. So we end up with a bit of an arsenal of ingredients on a shelf, you know. Okay, so we're here back at the prep test kitchen. We've just moved into this space. It's super new for us and you can see it's not finished yet. We're going to do it up over the winter months. So foraging and working with the wild ingredients is super labour intensive. It takes a long time to identify and gather enough to bring somewhere. And when you bring nature inside, you bring in all the debris from the nature. So you might have lots of insects and bugs and dirt and all the rest of it just everywhere. You need space to do that. So what we're going to do now is take these ingredients that I've just organised and prepared. We're going to go back over to Lilac and we're going to process them and get them on the menu. We picked some leaves earlier and these actually form the first snack on our tasting menu. So the first thing we're going to do is fry them in a very light tempura batter. We picked earlier the comfrey, which has got that underlying cucumbery taste. This is the plantain. And as you'll see, we've picked all the right sizes. This is mugwort. It's otherwise known as Artemisia vulgaris, which obviously I just think all these Latin names sound like Harry Potter spells. This is great because it's got a kind of a faintly almost rosemary woody type of herb type of smell. Within kind of folklore, people use this to make a tea out of, and they drink it for lucid dreaming. We've all given that a go, but none of us have had the effects. So obviously we got the dosage wrong. For us, this is just the first thing that we serve people on our menu. A little plate with 3 different tempura leaves on it, and we dress them up with different toppings. So they're just crunchy little vehicles. Batter's actually come out really nicely. A little bit thick, but it's still going to retain enough crunch that we can use it as a vessel. So I'm just putting on a rowan and apple gel. On top of this now, we dress some cucumber dice in a seasoned elderflower vinegar. So we've sweetened it and salted it up. We're going to finish this bite off with plenty of lemon verbena. It brings it all together fabulously. This is fermented wild garlic that's been dehydrated. Just gently sprinkle that one over there to finish. Just this combination of different leaves and flavours and ingredients, we know sends the message to people, you're going to go on a little journey with us now. It makes you think, and that's all we want to do here. We're not trying to do overly complicated food, we're just trying to express the myriad flavours that you get in nature and, you know, through different processes. This is the common poppy petal. A lot of people don't realise you can eat as a nice addition to a salad. We're at the back of Lilac restaurant, and this is us making use of an outside space. We call it our garden. We have herbs growing in the beds all around the place and in the pots, and this is where we serve our tasting menu. So I've got these three dishes here, which I think really just nicely represent what we're doing here with the tasting menu and the wild ingredients. This, the first thing that we give to people when they arrive with a green juice, is just about saying to people, you're going to get a wide range of different plants and flavours, and we want you to think about your food and taste it. We've got our potato starch and seed cracker with yarrow flour cream. This is, for us, a really nice example of what a wild salad could be at the moment. Here is our pre-dessert, dessert number 1, and it's a fig leaf parfait. I wanted to show you just an example of another type of dish and how we use leaves in our desserts. So this fig leaf parfait, we take the fig leaves and we make the oil. It's a beautiful soft parfait, and it really does taste of fig leaf. What I like about this as a little bite is it is bitter, and bitter is such a fundamental flavour profile of these wild ingredients, but it's fun to play with that bitterness and lift it and create a dish that makes people experience that and then think about it. I think that's lovely and fresh and a really nice way to start off a tasting menu.